Introduction. The round must be one of the earliest forms of multi-voice vocal music, since it was already well established in the Elizabethan period as a kind of poor musician's madrigal. It is a simple form of canon, a canon at the unison. Canon means rule, and the rule is that one part sings a tune and is imitated by other parts, joining in one by one. Some canons, even those from the earliest times, display great ingenuity by having the voices imitate not at the unison, but at other tones of the scale, imitating with longer notes, shorter notes, even upside down or backwards. This collection contains many examples, both sacred and secular, from the very early but extraordinarily forward-looking Summer is a-Coming In, the extensive works of Thomas Ravenscroft, some later and less well-known canons and rounds of the Romantic period, to the ingenious part song by John Stainer, which can actually be read upside down to produce another part song. I'll have to use the book for that one, just for effect. So why rounds and canons? This is hardly King Singer's repertoire. Fair enough, only a handful of the numbers would appear in a typical King Singer's concert, but for once the motivation was not the desire to share some of our music with the choral fraternity and sorority in an attempt to accommodate the many requests we get to release our repertoire for general consumption. Two of the elements which govern our approach to ensemble singing, blend and balance, are properly achieved only through listening while singing. What better way to encourage listening than a form which is simple melodically, allowing the mind to focus in other directions, but which, when put together, produces ready-made and sometimes complex harmony, and in the case of the round offers the almost unique opportunity, that is to say, accepting unison music such as plainsong, to work on music where the raw materials for the production of perfect blend and balance are identical on every part. We have deliberately left out tempo and dynamic indications so that you can choose your own. It might even be a good idea to practice the pieces at different speeds on different days, using various dynamic levels, always aiming to increase your choir's range of vocal colors and keep the singers on their toes. You may also want to transpose up or down as you feel necessary. The point where each new voice starts is indicated and, in some cases, the point where each stops with a fermata. But whether they all stop at the same time or the last voice to enter is allowed to run its course, and how many times the piece goes round, all this is for you to decide. The beauty of this collection is that it is highly varied and flexible, and we hope it will be a useful tool for choir directors, not for creating a concert program, but for exercising the singers, expanding the color palette of the choir, and above all, encouraging listening by every single member. Finally, a word of thanks. We are heavily indebted to Emily Crocker, Vice President of Choral Publications at Hal Leonard, for much valuable help with research, and to Dan Stolper, choral editor, for his usual tireless efforts in coordinating layout, presentation, and proofreading. We all hope you have as much fun using this collection as we had compiling it. The King Singers. Should be fun.